So Vinland Saga has returned with episode 4, and to no one's surprise, I'm still loving this series as much as I was with its first 3 episodes. Still my favorite anime of this season. It's emotional, it has great character writing, the action is completely on point, and it's such an interesting setting you just don't get to see with anime. I mean, to no one's surprise, I don't think many people are going to be shocked that Tors did die in this episode. I feel like because of his mentality, like he mentions in this episode, he could easily take this many men if he was by himself, but he values the people with him. His entire purpose was to get them back home safe and to make it feel like, oh, they're gonna be heroes, but really he was going to send them on a peaceful path. There was no way someone like that could get away in a situation surrounded by bandits and assassins. There's no way he would make it out alive, but I was also expecting there'd be more casualties than just him. And I think the overall duel and what he did, he is a one-man army. He literally took out, I think it was like 28 people without killing them. They had swords drawn to him, and he was able to disarm them and wound them and injure them to the point they couldn't fight. He took out one boat single-handedly and was going to take out another boat. The overall directing to his hand-to-hand combat was simply phenomenal. You felt like you understood the impact and why they would drop a sword. You could feel the weight in his attacks, and you just felt like you were a part of this battle right behind him, and you felt like you were a part of everything that was happening, and that's why it was so brutal. Of course, there was some over-exaggerated action where, like, he would punch someone and they'd go, 10 feet in the air, of course, but that's the power of anime. You can have a bit more out there in terms of your combat, but still have it feel relatively realistic. Though, when he went to the point of talking to Askeladd and saying, like, hey, you're the captain, I'm basically the leader here, one-on-one combat, let's have a duel, and whoever wins is going to be able to do what they please. I love how you have a winner, but also a loser all at the same time. To no one's surprise, Tors did win. I don't think many people are going to think that this random guy who I thought had an intriguing personality was going to beat the one-man army. But I like how they went about it, because it was so, at the beginning, it was such a clever plan of a man who probably looked at him saying, I probably can't win in a fair fight, so I'll use a sneak attack, but unfortunately, the sneak attack didn't work, and it was just a clobbering fest. Attacking his sword over and over to the point that his broke, giving Askeladd the opportunity to kill, but that's what he wanted, and it was just breathtaking. You can understand why this is a man who would be wanted across the world. He could lead an army into battle and come out victorious. If his mind is on killing, there's no one who could stop him. He feels completely indestructible, but his heart was his greatest weakness in this battle. And I love how you have someone like Askeladd in this episode who, he is a leader of a group of misfits, bandits, assassins, mercenaries, but I love his character. He is so complex with the small glimpse we see in this episode because he's someone who recognizes and respects his opponent. He recognizes that he did win, but at the same time, he's a leader of this group. He can't show weakness. He can't, basically show any signs because he wants to live, of course, but at the same time, he can't surrender. If he loses this, he has to die. There's no other way. And for someone like Tors, there's no way he would kill because even if he did kill him, most likely those archers would have shot anyway. It's like, even if their captain had honor, they wouldn't have honor. It was pretty much a standstill, and there was no opportunity for either side to truly get what they wanted. For someone like Askeladd, it would be best for someone like him to join their crew. Hell, join as a leader. I don't think that was, a false request. That's something he truly believed in his heart, but he didn't commit to because if he did, it would show a sign of weakness in his character, and he'd probably be tossed overboard. But it just shows the level of respect and care both of these warriors kind of saw in the other, and if it was only a different circumstances, they might have been able to be really good friends and comrades because they both have the skills, the mind, and honestly the morality to do the right thing when it counts, and that's why he accepted, you did win, I will honor your pact, these people will go free, but I also have to understand that there's no way your head can leave here, and that's why he gets shot with the arrows. That is one of the best scenes I've seen in anime in quite some time. Something that just stands out as like, holy shit, this is anime. This is what you'd want to show someone to say why you love the medium. To see those arrows go into him, and he's just standing there. He's able to still talk. He has the strength to say, this is what you have to do. Bring my head back. Make sure they know I'm dead so the village won't go away. Make sure that they are free. Make sure you honor my win and honor my death in this way. And to see his son come charging in, it was just like, this is the strongest warrior who also has the gentlest of hearts, and that's what cost him the win here. If that isn't great writing, I don't know what is. It kind of feels impossible to keep someone as strong as this alive throughout the run. It feels like if he was alive, the battle would be over before it even began. If he really committed to the art of killing, there's nothing that would stand in his way. So to now shift the focus to Thorfinn and just see the rage in his eyes, this is dangerous. This is a killer. This is a kid who wants nothing short of to kill Askeladd, and you believe that he might do that someday. But I'm interested to see the direction they'll go, if he'll actually join their crew, if maybe he'll be trained by them, or if he is just going to try to stab him and maybe he'll get tossed overboard and there'll be a different character, you know what I mean? It feels like there's actually quite a few possibilities to go with this dynamic, but it's so morally conflicting, which is why I love it. You have a leader of a mercenary group who feels so honorable but at the same time so scummy, because he knows when to play the part. He knows when to play up with his crew, being like, did you really think I'd do a fair fight? But in his heart, he truly probably believed that, man, this is a guy who I really hoped I could defeat my own way, but there's no way I can get my crew to agree with such terms, so this is how it has to be. It feels like there was a level of warrior's respect, and no one can deny that, because if there wasn't, he would have just sold them off to slavery after he was dead, because the threat was gone. There was only one person who could stand in their way, and he's dead, but they still let them go away. And I think that's why it would be really interesting to see young Thorfinn join this crew, because where would that go, honestly? Where would you see that go? Because this is a kid who, when you sleep, he would probably try to stab you in the throat, but if he did join, imagine what could happen with that dynamic, and I'm really excited to see where they want to go. The production to Vinland Saga continues to blow me away, just seeing the hand-to-hand combat. I don't think I've seen better hand-to-hand combat animation, if I'm being 100% honest. That's consistent. It feels like it's real people, hitting people in such a believable way, the way they disarm and the way they just move at such lightning speeds, but realistic human speeds. It just really gets you immersed in this world. And to have such emotional voice acting from the kid to the father to Askeladd, it feels like there was real passion, and it didn't feel like a standstill on a boat in an anime scene. It felt like this was real people passionately speaking, feeling like there was such subtle but very noticeable cues in their voices to really make it feel like there was such a morally conflicting dilemma here on both sides and what had to happen, and to see the rage at the end. This is passion. This was passionate overall, and this was even better than the first 3 episodes, and the first 3 episodes I thought were top-notch quality. And this is what I hope from Vinland Saga. Keep up this level of conflict, of situations where you're mad, you're burning with rage, but at the same time you're like, this is so well written, and this is a more complex character than just going to kill people. He's actually way more complex than that, as seen with Askeladd, and just what he's actually doing in this situation. And just the imagery of standing there with so many arrows, a warrior, but at the same time a father. I don't think there's a more fitting way for someone of his magnitude, his power, but also his compassion to go out, saving his people, thinking he was saving his son, and could push him away that, you know, a warrior isn't just his sword. It's something that you need to be strong with your hands, but also strong with your heart, and know when it's okay to let people live. But you know that's not where his son's going to go. This is a kid burning with rage, and where will that rage take him? I'm pretty excited to see the complexity of his character grow, because this was an absolutely phenomenal arc. I just love this. The visuals, the audio, I love the more electronic pieces that you'll sometimes get a glimmer of throughout the episode. It feels like everything about this production is top-notch quality, and you can tell that Wit Studio wants this to be one of their best series, and they want to continue this for years to come. And I think if they keep on this quality, the story, I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm pretty confident in that route. But to really see where they want to go with this was such a great intro, and to see where probably we're gonna get, maybe I could see maybe next week's episode probably having something still more set in the past, but I'm curious if how far we are going to kind of time jump, because if you look at like the opening and things like that, he's a lot older, and I don't think we're going to focus just on Kid Thorfinn forever, maybe one more episode, but nonetheless, they have a lot of opportunities to go, how his family will take it. Just, there's a lot of complex tales that they can tell, and the fact that this is bigger than just one character, those are the type of stories I absolutely adore, because even though I'm so sad that our boy Tors did go out, it feels like he had to go out for the story to really get going like it is. You look at the overall quality to Vinland Saga right now, you take a look at any of the pages from the manga, it's such beautiful art, it really, really is. And I'm so glad we got this anime when we did. I know so many people for years have been saying, why hasn't Vinland Saga gotten an anime? I'm glad it didn't till now, because this is the type of quality you want for such a beautiful manga to get. You can have good directing, sure, from pretty much any studio, any director, with the right talent, with the right, passion, you can bring the story to life, sure. But to see the overall quality mirror what I've kind of skimmed over with the manga, it's very impressive what this anime is doing. and kind of is raising the bar of what action-driven, but most importantly, character-driven anime can look like and feel like. And I think Wit Studio is only going to get better with time the more they kind of flesh out this material. And I'm sure season 2, when we eventually get that down the road, because it does feel like, and just from what I've read, Wit Studio wants this to be a long-lasting series for them. I think this is a series that's going to really just continue to raise Wit Studio's bar and what they can deliver for production, and I think this is the perfect series to do that with, because look at the art for the manga, it's goddamn gorgeous. But let me know what everyone thought of episode 4 of Vinland Saga down in the comment section below. Manga Readers Anime Originals, what did you think? Favorite moment? Let me know. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy, and also hit that subscribe button if you happen to be new. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.